Hi Libra, this is going to be your Sun, Moon, and Rising video for November 2024. I don't want to spend a lot of time because I have work to do, but I have the Radiant White deck, the LIBRA Sabila for clarification should we need, and we'll wrap the reading up with a Heart Oracle Tarot. Let me turn the camera around. Hopefully the camera will act right. I don't know. We're going to put another rifle and shuffle on the deck. And then we will cut it and we'll start. It will be a 9-card spread. I've been out working outside in the garden. So that's why my hand is not working too well. Okay, let's cut the deck. 9 cards down, here we go. The Ace of Swords. I gotta move slowly because the camera likes to go out of focus every now and again. The 9 of Swords. The 8 of Coins. The Chariot. The World card. The Strength card. So far I have 2 8s in the spread. 2 8s usually can stand for obstacles, hassles, and delays. The Knight of Cups. The 4 of Cups. And the Knight of Swords. 2 Knights and 2 8s. So what is the energy of the entire reading? It's a 7 of Wands. And let's start in the center of the spread because we have the World card. And the World card is about learning lessons from the past before you step out into the future. It also can be about being protected, having a balance. If you can see here, we have the, I wrote it down. I wrote it down just the other day. Let me see if I have it still. The nodes are changing signs. So I always like to reference the fact that there are nodes, but the nodes will be changing signs to Pisces and Virgo. And I think, but let me look at it again. I can't find my... July 26, 2026. So that's the next time that the nodes will change signs. Right now they are in Taurus and Scorpio, I think. Let me look at my thing. No, they're in Aries and Libra. I don't know how I didn't know that. So there will be changing signs in June 2026. And so this World card speaks about Sizing up your life, looking back at your mistakes, and thinking about how you're going to react when you step out, when time comes to step out. And incidentally, I have a bunch of movement here. I have the World card. I have two horses, and I have basically the Chariot, which sometimes represents a car or vehicle. So what do I have? I have 3 swords, 2 cups, a pentacle, and 3 major arcana right across the center of the spread. The cards are read past, present, future, past, present, future, and the interplay of the cards. At the very beginning of the card, of the spread, I have the Ace of Swords. And something is going to change. Either the way you believe, where you think, your perceptions, or your communications. Because it's an ace, the most powerful ace in the deck, the Ace of Swords. And when it appears, it tells you that something is definitely going to change. There's nothing you can do about it. It's inevitable. It's a card of great power and force. Also, this card can be connected to either some kind of contract, or have the ring on the sword, or a marriage proposal. Well, whatever this thing is, you have nightmares about it. Insomnia, bad dreams, sleep deprivation, something that you are worried about that's causing you to lose sleep at night. But the situation may not be as bad as you think it is, because there are swords, which represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communication. So the trick is, first you have to remember that nobody controls your thoughts but you. So the trick is to climb out of your head. I get the like feeling of a ladder right here, where you have descended down into your head. And so the trick is to climb up out of the depth of your mind and do something about it. Together those make 10 swords, which says that the crisis point has been reached. Whatever it is, it's too late. And so you should not worry about it anymore. Don't try to go and apologize if you feel you need to apologize, because this card also represents having a guilty conscience about something. But it can't get any worse than it already is. So know that. It's a 9, and the 9 represents the energy of, again, kind of stopping and contemplating before you move forward. It's a lot of that in the spread here. Next we come to the 8 of Coins. The 8 of Coins is about working on something repetitively, but happy to do it. This could be about gaining a new skill or work, where you can be like an apprentice, where you have to practice something over and over again, but he's literally making money. So sometimes this card can be connected with selling wares, or opening up a shop. But 8s are karmic numbers, and they usually do have to associate themselves with money. And so when 8s come out, it can be one or two things. It can be things moving on in quick time, or it can be obstacles, hassles, and delays. That my card just went out. My picture just went out. Okay. Probably it's my hands. We come to the 7, the Chariot. And the Chariot is a 7. It also has the connotation of self-doubt, of questioning yourself, that you can't do something or you can't achieve something. But the 7 says if you can control your emotions about whatever it is, you can actually achieve what you'd like to do. It may be a long, dusty road to travel, because the Chariot card is not a card of, not a vehicle of great comfort, but you can actually steer it. And you see here that the Charioteer has no reins. So it's about controlling your emotions, balancing out the dark and the light side of yourself, and just driving the thing. Sometimes I see this combination can be some kind of travel across overseas, world travel. But it's backed up by another 8, which is the Strength card. And the Strength card is about facing your fears. You don't have to be mean and nasty about it. You just have to face your fears, or whatever those fears are. And it also had an implication of doing some kind of work that you love to do. But the 2 8s can sometimes, as I said, can sometimes mean hassles, obstacles, and delays. Then we come down to the last row. All 9 to me represent messages that happen before an event is about to move along. So you get some kind of news, and then the situation moves along. The Knight of Cups, the news can be something that you really want, that you really desire, but it's hard to trust it, what the news is, and hard to trust what the event is going to be, because the Knight of Cups can promise you the moon and the world, but he never really delivers. It keeps you guessing. It's the same cup that he's holding here. So something new is being presented to you. A 4, which means everything is on a stable foundation now. But whatever the thing is, you may be feeling, and cups always represent just emotions to me. So whatever this thing is, you are not feeling too excited about it. It's like saying, you know, I have what I need right here in front of me, so why should I take this 4th thing? I'm not sure what it will mean for me. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But the card counsels, don't turn away a potential cup of happiness. But what's weird is together these make 5 of cups. So I sort of feel like maybe there has been some underlying emotional energy in which you felt sad and repressed or regretful. And here comes the Knight of Swords rushing in. He represents Mercury, so this could be saying that something is going to turn around during the Mercury retrograde in September. I mean, and in a few weeks, it goes into Sagittarius. And in effect, he is holding the Ace of Swords. Okay? So this tells me that definitely something is going to happen. Something is going to change. But I don't know exactly what it is. And I don't know exactly how it's going to change. But the Knight of Swords is rushing in from the future to the past. So there might be a kind of a timing issue. Usually we swords represent weeks. But he comes rushing in to say, hey, wait a minute. Here's some news. Something you have to change direction. And you can see the clouds behind him are all at an angle. So this can indicate there might be some kind of confusion. But 2 nights in the spread say that you are doubting the sincerity of a male friend. And if I want to add in the 7 of Wands, which will give me 2 sevens, 2 sevens can speak to false friends. But the 7 of Wands, again, it's a card about, because it's 7, about, I always get the sense of this card that someone has had to get up and move quickly to kind of tamp down a lot of things that are coming at them. So it's like you don't have time to think, you just have to react. Even though the card says that you must, not must, but you have some kind of self-doubt. But the card says, one of the interpretations is that you are in a better place than you realize. The situation is to your advantage at the moment. That you have the strength, character, and fortitude to get in there and fight for yourself. Wands typically represent what you are, your passion, your focus, your desire, your determination. It's usually associated with work and career, but I like to just make it a general, what you're passionate about, what you fight for. So it looks like you are working on something, or you've been working hard at it, and you get a chance to move. You might have some doubt about your skills maybe, or the money you're going to make, because Pentacles represent not only finances, it represents the actual doing of something, the third dimensional aspect. But then you have to totally turn around and change direction. Right here. At first, everything looks like, swords are double-edged. So this could be this excessive degree of everything. It could mean that you have to make a decision under extreme circumstances. So you want to make sure that your emotions are in check when you make the decision. And it looks as though you gain confidence in whatever you have been promised or what's been offered to you. But it's these two knights and this card. I'm going to pull Sabitas on basically every card. I can't pull them on the Knight of Knights because they are traditionally represent people. So I'm going to turn them over. I'm going to look at the Ace of Swords, Nine of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups as they relate to the Chariot, the World, and the Strength card to see what they have to say. Because I think there is a lot of information in the spread, but it's not coming to me. All of it. The Ace of Swords implies that there is a focus on a critical and potentially volatile situation or circumstance. You may find yourself in a position of having to take action or make a decision under stressful circumstances. So therefore, it is important to keep your emotions balanced in order to make the correct decision. That's what this is talking about. But it may also imply feelings of sadness, depression, anxiety, and wasted efforts. The Ace of Swords. It carries with it the expectation that things will not work out as planned. The Ace of Swords. It may be telling you to make long-term plans at this time because they will come to fruition. It says to shrug off pessimism and put the past behind you as things are going good, as good things are ahead. Next to the World card. The Ace of Swords with the World card is a sign of a negative attitude or mindset. It may be implying an obstinate attitude and standpoint and reluctance to take on good advice. The Nine of Swords. It can suggest that you have a preoccupation with past experiences, particularly those of a hurtful or painful nature. You may be feeling very low at this time and have little energy. So the best way to cope is to let fate run its course without fighting it. It can suggest an anxiety and worry about what others think and say about you is keeping your mind in a negative state, and you are encouraged to relax and still the mind. The focus is on a completion of events and implies that there is a focus on suffering and anxiety. But it doesn't tell me anything next to these cards. So I go to the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, I'm sorry. I told you that's right. Eights can imply, let me say this. Eights can imply that there are hassles, obstacles, and delays. But there's a second meaning because I have two of them. That's one of the meanings. 2/8 may imply that there may be a slight concern in regard to a new romance, relationship, or partnership. That's what this is. Remember I said it can either be a marriage or a contractual agreement. But I think once it's offered to you, you balk in some way. It denotes a person who has worked in a particular field but who decides to change direction career-wise in an effort to make a fresh start. It can indicate a midlife crisis type of situation. You will be justified in having high hopes for the future as present situations and ventures are going well and the outlook for the future is good. You have worked hard to create this state of affairs and continue her work will be required to maintain it. Don't rest on your laurels. Now the Four of Cups. Implies placing little value and a lack of gratitude. It indicates that you may be feeling anxious about an offer or opportunity, and there may be doubts about the repercussions of accepting it. You are asked to assess what has already been gained and compare this to what could be gained from the offer. You will need to contemplate the benefits and risk, but it will be better to err on the side of caution. It asks that you do not give into anxieties and difficulties that may be present. Trust that the future will hold new opportunities and successes of many kinds, so be strong and patient. It can tell of a new offer that may be presented to you, and you are asked to consider all the options carefully before making a final decision. It is time for contemplation on a deep level. Do not turn your back on offers or opportunities, but rather listen to your inner guidance and choose accordingly. It may indicate a refusal to accept a potential cup of happiness and may be indicating that someone is feeling very alone and lonely. So let's look at first the Knight of, because he's rushing in to break up whatever the monotony is. Even you at the moment or when this occurs are not moving. We see the situation moving. Here we have the Chariot card. You have the World card, which says you are protected where you are right now. You're gaining a little confidence. The offer comes, but suddenly you balk. You're not sure about it. So this Knight rushing in, could that be something telling you not to take it? I don't know. There's something else the World card is telling me. It's Saturn. And Saturn is about responsibility, about building structures, a slow and steady building of whatever you want to work on, like you're building your career. Let's see what the Knight of Swords has to tell us, because he's rushing in at the last minute. And what is he saying? The Gran Consolazione. This is great wishes. Usually implies something fantastic is going to happen. You have peace, money, contracts. So this person daydreaming about it. The Il Nemico. And let me lay one more card down. The letter. Just like I said, some kind of news. The letter doesn't tell me what the news is about, but usually the time frame is within a week or two. 24 hours a week. 24 hours to a week. What is, I don't know if the message is about this El Nemico or if it comes from him, because he's looking back over his shoulder at success. But then this letter arrives. The news arrives. And the Il Nemico is a known enemy. It's always the person who is around that makes you feel kind of funny when he's around. He can be somebody that actively works against you. This is another, he is like another knight. So in effect, you could say maybe an argument over money, 3 knights, or fights over money. The card can represent someone who does not and cannot see reason even if the truth is presented to them. Someone who with their obstinacy, that's the second time we heard that word, causes endless grief. In love, it may be a rival who openly does not want you to be together. Say you have it with another partner, or it could be a past boyfriend or an ex-husband. Financially, it can indicate snares, tricks, the danger of signing documents we do not fully understand, and businessmen who should not be trusted. Professionally, it is someone who always works against you. His agenda is always personal, and he nourishes rancor against you. He can be a colleague, anybody. Generally, it indicates cunningness. This person's warped perception only fuels his vindictiveness. He is not interested in observing any fact that may disprove his biased view of you. That's all I'm going to read, because either he's going to show up. I think you will hear from him first. You know? But he's not coming, I think, with good news. It may be something to trick you and to confuse you. So I say that you have to get your climb out of this state, face your fears, and think about what you're going to do. You got advance warning that he's going to come. You're going to hear from him. I say a week's time. Oh. The 8 of Wands. Keywords: accomplishments, speed, resolution, and progress. The energy of manifestation is around you now, and you're being moved forward in a positive way. Stay focused on your heart. When this card appears, success is at hand and may happen quickly. Your past efforts are being rewarded. This is a time of new, flourishing relationships and successful resolution to conflict and struggle. This is also an ideal period for greater understanding and personal growth. Listen expectantly for messages that will help you see yourself and others in a fresh and positive light. These messages can come from anywhere: your spirit guides, nature, books, or even a television program. They bring new beliefs about love and what is possible. Old ways of thinking are coming to an end, and then plant these new ideas as seeds and watch them take root and grow. You know, I think you have some, if you are under pressure to make a decision, you have the right to say, give me a few days. So I think really that you're going to hear from or see this guy, whoever he is. You know him. He's not unknown. It's somebody who's trying to actually, I would say, trying to steal your happiness. Or he's running away from it. I don't know which. But you're definitely going to hear from him in about a week to 10 days. So that's what I have for you. Good luck, and let me know how it goes. Bye.